the actual tasting.
Okay, Louisiana Beer Reviews. Here we are at FX. I have trouble saying that. FX Matt Brewing of Utica, New York. And we were supposed to get 2 beers per person, but I ended up winning 2 trivia contests, so we got 3 beers per person. And then the guy messed up and brought me Utica Club, and I asked for Utica Club Light. So then he said, well, just keep that. So now I'm getting another one. No charge. Well, we paid $5 for the tour, so there's a charge.
But it was worth it. The tour was worth it, and the beer that you get after is definitely worth it.
Oh, yeah. Now, these are not exactly the top number, but interestingly, about half the people on the tour wanted Utica Club,
yeah.
Even though they had this major choice of craft beers.
And we're talking about it as we're exiting the tour. Everyone was saying, I'm going to go get my Utica Club first. That's what I'm getting first.
I'm not drinking all that porter and stout.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the original lager beer, but it wasn't called Utica Club until after Prohibition.
Right.
I think before it was just called Matt Lager, something like that. Matt Pilsman. 2 times pure, 2x pure, brewed from the best quality malt, grains, and choicest hops. Absolutely pure. Okay. First beer served after Prohibition. West End Brewery, here in the west end of Utica. Doesn't give the ABV, but I'm thinking it's 5. Here's Utica Light, Utica Club Light, probably introduced around 1980, something like that. 99 calories, fairly low. Certified.
Light.
Certified.
As far as light in calories, that's amazingly light.
99.
Yeah.
Certified kosher. Whereas this one is not certified kosher. So, interesting. It's available on draft and in cans and in bottles in the Utica area. It's unheard of in Louisiana. No one, 95% of the people in Louisiana have never heard of this.
Right. You had to come all the way here to get some of this.
Yes, and one time somebody sent me some. Okay. And the guy asked me, do you mind it being in a can? I said, well, no. I did review this out of a bottle once. A few years ago, someone sent me some. I was not impressed. It tasted grim.
Yeah.
Compared to something like Budweiser or Miller High Life, it was pathetically bad. But maybe my opinion has changed. I've had some other regional beers, Grain Belt, Shell, some other ones from New York. I can't remember the name of that. It's some little company in Pennsylvania. Straub, and they were not good. None of them were good. They were not good. Okay, but let's give this a chance. You want to hold the video camera?
Sure.
Just don't press any buttons or it'll go off.
Okay. I want to taste it too, though, so bear in mind.
Okay. It had a typical head, it fizzed away. It's clear. They're highly filtered. You know how these adjunct lagers are. It's golden, whereas the light is straw, and I mean extremely straw. The aroma it exists. It's got a little sourdough pickup. Wet grass type thing. It's hard to describe. It's hard to describe these type of beers. The craft beers are easy to describe because they have all those pronounced aromas. These are so... Yeah, sourdough.
I don't know. I sense a little disapproval. I don't even have to ask. Huh.
To be fair, it does not have any of the really bad flavors that you'll get with your Trader Joe's lagers, Boxer or Golden Time, whatever that's called, not Golden Time, something like that. Or some of the other really cheap store brand adjunct lagers, which we don't actually really get in Louisiana except for Goldmine Lager, which is sold by Whole Foods Market, and it's a complete ripoff. It's horrible. This is not horrible. In fact, this is a can. I had bottle before. You know, that sometimes can make a difference. You know, cans tend to seal the beer a little better. Of course, the body is light. To me, you know, it's light. It's not even really medium. It's high light, not medium. The finish is so crisp. I mean, if you want a crisp beer, this is one to get. The drinkability is pretty good. It has a little of a dirty flavor, like that brewery that we just toured. It's not the most pristinely clean brewery you've ever seen. It's sort of like the old Dixie Brewery that was destroyed in 2005. It was like quaintly grimy. And so maybe some of that quaint griminess carries over into the beer. Utica is more like a scarily grimy city that we found out when we were driving around, walking around and being frightened. So it might fit the profile of this town, and we might have not gone to the better side of town, right? I think you would agree with that. But my opinion is much higher than the last time. I think the last time I gave it a C average, and I could have said C minus. I don't remember. I'd have to watch the video. It's been about 3 years. Now, honestly, I'm going to say a B. I think it's good. Not great. It lacks a lot of the finesse that you'll get from a Miller High Life or a Budweiser or a Coors or something like that. But for like a working man, kind of a gritty lifestyle, showing your tats and all, you know, playing pool, smoky pool room. It's not refined, and I don't think it's aimed toward a refined audience, a refined palate. But I got no problem with it. So a B, it's good. I mean, if you ever see it, and chances are you never will, check it out. I mean, now you hand me the camera and I'll see what you think about it, and you don't have to say anything except what you think is the truth.
Well, when I had the beer the first time, the first thing I noticed is that on the nose it has practically no hops at all.
No.
And it still does. The hop presence in this beer is extremely low, and the only reason I'm getting any off this nose is because it's terribly fresh and they're quite earthy. And that's a big difference as far as my opinion of this beer. My first nose that I ever got from the beer was like, there's no nose. Where's the nose? There is a nose on this beer. It's a little bit bready. There's a little earthiness from hops, but nothing like the Pilsner, right? Nothing that stands out like, you know, the bright herbal that the Pilsner usually gives. The color is excellent. The head retention is excellent. It's bright. It's even bright and beautiful golden. Okay, cheers. It's each beer that we've had so far has been impeccably crisp, meaning no fruity esters from yeast, no diacetyl, no DMS. Beautiful flavor. A little bit thin in the flavor, a little bit thin in the finish, but a soft breadiness and a little bit stronger bubble than their summer pills.
But no green apple.
No green apple.
No butter.
No butter. No fruity stuff from yeast. That is an easy. This is a beer that you literally, and it's just a beautiful thing. Cheers. I can see why people like this. Fresh, it's very different. I'm gonna give it. What did I give it? I gave it like a D. fresh, I would give it like a C+.
Because these are coming from downstairs up here and put in the cooler, right?
Let's see the light while we're just on the side.
Yeah, I'm
by
gonna make a
side.
separate video for that, but you can side by side it.
This actually has a really nice mouthfeel. I want to just compare it to the light, which, as you can see, is much lighter in color. Has almost the same nose. And less flavor, it's fizzier. That's a really good side-by-side. I like these two beers side-by-side. I actually like both of these better than I thought I would. And I like the UC Light better than I thought I would because as I'm drinking them both together, I'm able to notice that this is pretty close to this.
Just watered down.
It's just thinner.
So you think these can hold their own against your big three, your Bud, Coors, and Miller Lights?
Oh, absolutely. I think Saranac can outdo Anheuser-Busch as far as certain styles any day.
Wow, you just shot
Any day.
You made a shot over the bow.
I did.
You're on the.
I think that Saranac strives to make traditional styles and do them impeccably well. I think that's been their theme all along. Traditional.
And note to viewers, we were looking at their huge showcase of all their old beers, and back they had beer bottles from over 100 years ago. And what was in the beer 100 years ago? India Pale Ale, Bock, Porter, Stout, Cream Ale, Sparkling Ale. They were making the gamut of craft beers in 1910, but they weren't called craft beers.
And what I enjoy about Saranac is I enjoy their cases. Saranac puts out my favorite mixed cases. They always have new beer to try, and I like so many of the beers that they've made. It's just always something I look forward to.
Yeah, in commentary I've heard from online people was that, oh, Saranac, they are the most ho-hum people. I'm not getting the ho-hum.
No, I'm not either. I'm about to go get the Brett Saison. That's not
I'm
ho-hum.
getting it's good, it's enjoyable, I'm having a good time drinking it. The ho-hum, I'm not getting.
Yeah.
Even with this, so, okay.
No, these were not ho-hum. Let me tell you about the huge difference. I'm sure that these are impeccably fresh.
Can't read the code.
This is Nick. Hey, hello.
126.6, so that's the 126th day of this year, and 095.6 and the 95th day of this year. So these are impeccably fresh, and that's why they're terrific. They're terrific, both of them.
Fresh is best. Okay, so les bon temps relais, good stuff, and y'all come on down to Utica.